What's going on, everybody? It's Stas here. So I want to break down the best electric vehicle charging stock to buy now, at least in my personal opinion, and I'm not going to drag it out and wait till the end of the video to tell you guys. And no, it's not Fubo. In fact, Fubo is not even an EV stock. I don't know why it's on my screen right now. And the stock that we're going to talk about today is ChargePoint, ticker symbol CHPT. It's currently up 2% on the day, up 50 cents. And I want to break down some technicals on this stock today. And we're going to jump deeper into some nitty-gritty numbers. We'll take a look at some charts from their recent investor presentation. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee. Matter of fact, let me take a sip of mine. And let's get right into the video. So ChargePoint is the #1 charging network in North America by a massive margin. And guys, it's not even close, right? And the company has a whopping 73% market share of network level 2 charging. And you guys can see here, this is actually crazy. Someone plugs in every 2 seconds. Every 2 seconds, somebody is putting in the charger into their electric vehicle. And for more than a decade, we as in ChargePoint have been building the fueling network of the future. Now someone plugs into ChargePoint, like I said, every 2 seconds, and you can see some of these numbers down here. People have access to hundreds of thousands of places to charge with one account. There's over 90 million charges delivered and counting, of course, and 60% of the Fortune 50 companies are ChargePoint customers, and ChargePoint has over 175 partners. And you can see here they do passenger cars, delivery cars, buses, and many more. They charge any EV anywhere it goes, and they've built a fully integrated portfolio of hardware, cloud services, and support with the best technology in the industry. And we'll cover that later on in the video, so make sure you guys stick through here. And all hardware is UL and CE certified for safety. They have a mobile app and home charger. Both of those have top ratings. They formed quality, reliability, and test teams in-house. They have EV drivers around the world, 24/7 support, yada, yada, yada. You guys get the point. They're the biggest company out there now that's doing this. They have a ton of growth, which we'll get into now. And quite honestly, now that we're seeing electric vehicles grow and grow not only by 5, 10, 15% year over year, we're talking there's massive growth here. And for the next 10 years at least, there's going to be growth as we see people going from ICE vehicles to electric vehicles over time, right? And if we take a look here at this first screenshot, we'll talk a little bit about what they do, you know, hardware, software, products they have. And of course, we're going to talk about some numbers. You can see here they have commercial products from charging stations, software as a service, also known as SaaS, and they have an annual subscription. And you can also see fleet products from charging stations, SaaS annual subscriptions, SaaS vehicle scheduling and fueling optimization subscriptions, SaaS energy management subscriptions. And this is what I like about ChargePoint, right? It's not just a physical charging location. They're kind of building the whole 360 product here. They're doing SaaS. They're doing an online app, of course, where you can, generate different analytics and, you can get more insight on how things are going in terms of EVs and your charging and so forth. So I really like that about this company. And they also have residential products. They have the ChargePoint home charger sold with a lifetime subscription, utility plans for managing home use, and of course they have the multi-family charging solution. So they have single family and multifamily, monthly fee billed to tenant with the multifamily charging solution, and additional charges for power consumed. So they have this model dialed down, guys, and they're doing very well. Like I said, and you guys can see here, they have 73% of the market share, and this is ridiculous. They're winning North America right now by such a big margin, and they're soon to be expanding into Europe. And you can see here, based on this chart, 73%, and there's not even a competitor close to them. They have 73% of the market share, and they're beating the second leader of market share by 7x. I mean, guys, that is ridiculous. And the second leader here is SemaConnect with 10% market share. And then the third leader is Blink, which comes in at 8%, which is ticker symbol BLNK. And it's just crazy how much of a leg up in market share that ChargePoint really has. And they're currently operating in 16 European markets. They have partnerships with energy retailers and leasing solution providers, and they have 133,000 roughly ports accessible via roaming integrations. And as time goes on, of course, they're going to be expanding in Europe, and we'll talk about those projections here, tongue twister there, guys. But first, let's take a look at their revenue here, what they've been doing as of late when it comes down to some numbers. So revenue, overall total revenue the past 3 years, we can see it here. In 2019, they did $93 million in revenue. In 2020, they did $144 million in revenue. So from 2019 to 2020, that was a nice jump. And of course, with the CV, the shutdown, all that stuff, disrupting the economy and so forth, that actually put a dent in ChargePoint's business in the very short term, and probably even in 2021 a little bit, but I'm sure they'll, in the latter half of this year, they'll start to kick up that revenue again. But you can see over, 2019 to 2020, that was some nice growth. And look at the bottom here, all the way at the bottom, you can see the net loss. Net loss came in at almost $130 million for 2020 and about $108 million for 2019. And I was reading somewhere that based on the SPAC that went through recently, they have enough cash now, and don't quote me on this, I could be wrong, but they have enough cash here, I was reading this earlier, that they can actually last until they become cash flow positive. So that is interesting there, and who knows, that could be very soon here. And take a look at this revenue projection right here. Overall, the revenue and the ChargePoint ports shipped. This is crazy stuff. You can see, excuse me, guys, from 2019, 2020, you can see overall about 30,000, 32,000 ports were shipped. And look at the projected numbers. We're going to go to 2021. In 2021, about 50,000, followed by 80,000 in 2022, followed by 140,000, followed by 209, followed by 286, followed by 425,000 in 2026. So you can see the projected growth here is no joke. And how does that translate to the revenue? Well, take a look at this. These are the projected revenue numbers for the next couple of years. You can see ChargePoint is looking at over $2 billion in sales for 2026, and now literally, like I said, they just did $145 billion in revenue. So that is that's ridiculous growth in terms of revenue, from $140 million to $2 billion over the next couple of years. That is outstanding. If that comes true, this stock, and I'm not going to put a dollar amount on it, but we're not going to get into that right now. And this slide right here shows you something a little bit different. It shows you the revenue diversity by vertical, by type, and by geography. Remember, like I said, they own a huge market share in North America, and you can see over time, take a look at all the way to the right by geography. I want to focus on this right now. You can see the Europe revenue is going to expand. The Europe revenue and the North American revenue is expanding, and that's great because we want to see them expand over there in Europe. And look at by type, the middle graph here. This is also good. We can see subscriptions and support is growing over time. We want to see subscription revenue grow over time. That is a great business model, and not only, of course, the charging stations, but other services as well. So I like that when it comes to revenue diversity. And looking at this one right here, this gives you a little bit more insight on the long-term financial summary. We can see that revenue number of $2 billion in 2026. That's projected. And look at the year-over-year growth numbers. I mean, they're projected to do 60% revenue growth compounded annually from 2021 to 2026. That is insanity. And the gross profit margin is also expected to go up, which you guys can see on this slide. Take a look at this. This is key key for people that want to invest in a business that isn't quite yet profitable, but soon they will be. And you can see the growth map, or, the growth of the another tongue twister, the growth of the gross margin over the next couple of years. Right now, they're at about a 24% gross margin. You can see how it grows up to 42% over time. So this business is growing. They have market share leadership in the North American region, and soon in Europe, they're going to grow a lot more, and the revenue is supposed to do a lot better over the next couple of years. Gross margins going up. I mean, in my opinion, this is no doubt about it, in my mind, the best charging stock to own. And I put money where my mouth is, guys. I've been buying this stock for months at this point. My most recent buy was at $20. Yes, I timed the bottom perfectly, which doesn't always happen. In fact, it rarely does happen, but in this case, I timed the bottom. And you guys know on Patreon, because I do all my buy and sell alerts there, that I bought this at $20, and now it's sitting at almost $30. And based on the technicals here, guys, there's a big sticking point ahead right around $35. That is where we held as support all throughout December, throughout about February. So in my opinion, in the very short term, we're probably going to bounce around here a little bit, $30, $35. It's going to be a bit choppy, but ultimately 35 is going to break, in my opinion, and we should fill the gap anywhere from $40 to $45. And at that point, maybe the stock's a bit frothy. And honestly, the way I'm looking at it here is I'm buying and holding long term, and I'm also looking at this as a swing opportunity, right? And I mean, again, if we do break 35, go up to 40, 45, that is where you're going to make money in the short term as a swing trade, right? So we'll wrap the video up here. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to go down below, hit that like button for me. That's greatly appreciated. Maybe consider subscribing as well. You might as well check out my Strive Smart Discord chat as well. We have over 4,000 people in there, and feel free to also get $30 from M1 Finance. All you have to do is use my link down below, deposit $100, and we each get $30 free to invest with. And if you don't like M1 Finance, you can take out all of your money, and you literally made $30 on a $100 deposit. That's a 30% return, right? And you could also check out my Patreon for real-time buy and sell alerts, call outs, morning update videos every trading day. And if you want more access to me, Patreon is the best way to get that. So I'll catch you all later. Thanks for watching again. As always, peace out, guys.